Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about the Flux model, but this time it's a fine-tuned version of the Dev model. Alright, so here I am on the Hugging Face page, and this model is by Shakker Labs. The model name is AWPortray-FL, and this is a fine-tuned version of the Flux.1 Dev model, which means that it will still have to follow the Flux.1 Dev license. Basically, the model cannot be used for commercial purposes. It's only for non-commercial research purposes only. Now, this particular model is fine-tuned on a data set of around 2000 fashion photography photos, and basically it's high extreme quality. And the idea is to get and improve composition, detail, especially in the skin and the skin texture. And they do provide a photo gallery here that you can take a look. Of course, as always, the link will be in the description below, and anything that I'll share in today's video will also be in the description below. Now, there's a good comparison here between the Flux Dev and this new fine-tuned model. So let me open the image in a new tab. The left side here, we have the Flux, and this one, you have to keep in mind that it's not the Ishnell version, but it's the Dev model. So it's comparing the Dev original one with the Dev fine-tuned version one. And you can see we have portrait of man, portrait of woman here. One thing I'd like to point out, the images that were used for the fine-tuned training, you can see it in these example images here. So this is from the Dev model, and this one here is from this fine-tuned version. Now, if I scroll down again, this is from the fine-tuned version. If we move on to the woman side, we can see that this is the fine-tuned version, and you will notice here that all the fine-tuned version, they do look like it was taken from a studio with really good lighting condition. But there's one thing that I would like to point out here. Most of the images that we find online, they are usually adjusted, whether it's from Lightroom, Photoshop, or even from smartphone cameras. Whenever you take a picture from the iPhone or like a Samsung phone, there is a little bit of processing which happens in the phone itself before you get that image. So same thing here. These images were not trained on raw, natural photos. Instead, they were trained on this already photoshopped or improved version of those photos. And that's why you would barely see any of these fine-tuned example, which has like blemishes on the face, or the skin is always smooth. So it's clear that you're not going to get that natural look without any makeup or without any Lightroom retouching. Instead, you will get that Photoshop-like images in here. Now, if you scroll down, we can see that we have the code for the inference. We also have a LoRa. We'll talk about this later. And if you'd like to test it online, they also give the model here where you can run it on the Shakker AI website itself. Now, at the very bottom, they have a little disclaimer where they say that the model follows the Flux.1 Dev non-commercial license, and the generated images are also under a non-commercial license. And of course, they give credit to the user who trained the model. All right, so as a reminder, these are the type of images that you get from the original Flux.1 Dev model. So I'm just going to scroll through. You can pause the video and see it if you are new to the channel. Now, I've already talked about these images in previous videos, so you can check those videos as well. Now, coming to this new fine-tuned AWPortray-FL model, doing a quick test just to see if the model works. This is basically like the default prompt we get from ComfyUI. And then we start getting into the actual images here. So you can see again, we have like clear background, studio type, the face is in focus. Here's another example here. I think you get the point here that this model is fine-tuned on only this photo shoot from a studio, and like it says there, it's basically fashion photography, and this is what you're going to get. Now I'm going to show you how to do this inside of ComfyUI, but before that, all of these images that I've shown you here, they were generated using the prompt provided by the Shakker team themselves. So we have close-up portrait, and this prompt is quite long. So if I keep on scrolling, you can see like it keeps on going. You can see the scroll bar as well down below. So it's quite long, and just copying it, pasting it inside of ComfyUI, you get these type of images. But the moment I've changed the prompt to a close-up portrait of a woman, this is the image I've got. Now you can see that this is flat. It basically doesn't have any shadows or anything like that. Here's another example. Again, close-up portrait of a woman. That's it. Now, when you compare that to the Flux.1 Dev original model, this is from close-up portrait of a woman. Here's another example of close-up portrait of a woman. So you can see quite a bit of a difference here. This is from the original one, and this is from basically the fine-tuned version one. So from these specific testing, we can assume that you will need a good prompt in order to get good result. You'll also need to keep in mind that it's for fashion photography, so your prompt will have to be around fashion photography in order to get good result with it. All right, so if you'd like to give this model a try on your own machine or maybe on a rental GPU, you have two ways of doing it. You can use the code that they provided for inference, or you can download the saved tensors file and then put it inside of ComfyUI. Whichever method you are comfortable with, I will show you both methods. However, I would like to point out that if you do use the diffusers format, and you can see it on the screen, when I tried it, I got a CUDA out of memory error, and I was using a 4090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM with 80 gigabytes of CPU RAM. But still, I got a CUDA out of memory error. The total size for the model is around 32 gigabytes when you download everything. So I'm going to recommend you to use the ComfyUI method. Even if you're not comfortable with ComfyUI, it's very easy to set up. But if you'd like to try with the Jupyter Notebook, I'm going to leave the Jupyter Notebook down in the description below. You can copy it, run it, and see if it works for you. All right, so first, how to run it inside of ComfyUI. You will need to have ComfyUI installed. I have a video already on it if this is your first time. Once you have everything set up, make sure you are up to date. You can easily update your ComfyUI by going into the update folder and then double click on update_ComfyUI.bat. This will update your ComfyUI. Next, you will need to download the files, basically the checkpoints. Go into the Hugging Face page. Again, links will be in the description below. Click on Files and Versions here, and then scroll down until you see these 3 model files. Now there's 2 main model for it, for the fine-tuned version. There's the 24 gigabytes basically in size, and then there's the 12 gigabyte in size. Now choose whichever one is appropriate for you depending on the amount of VRAM you have, basically GPU RAM. Now in my case, I have the 4070 Ti, which has only 12 gigabytes of VRAM. So I've downloaded this FP8 version. But if you can download the full version, you can give that one a try as well. By the way, if you do try the full version, let me know in the comments down below if you get similar result as I've shown you previously. Now, the middle one, which says LoRa, you have to use this one with the original Flux.1 Dev model. Download this model, you need to go and click on this download button here or here. Once you've downloaded the model, it will probably be in your downloads folder. You can copy it, cut it, press Ctrl X to cut. You can use the shortcut icon, right click, cut, any method that you know of, and then go inside your ComfyUI Now, in ComfyUI, we have another folder named ComfyUI. So go inside that one, then go inside the models folder, and then paste that AWPortrait model inside the unit folder. Do not paste it inside the checkpoint folder. It will not work. Instead, paste it inside the unit folder. This is mine, and you can see that I have it here. Next is start your ComfyUI, and I'm just using the default Flux.1 Dev workflow. You can easily get it from the ComfyUI example page, or you can go into the description of this video. I will share the images that I've generated, these ones, and you can take any of the images, just drag them over ComfyUI and release. It will load the workflow. Now quickly, just to go over the different nodes that we have here. The load diffusion model, this one you will need to select the AWPortray-FL. If you have the full model, it will say fl.savetensors. If you have the FP8, select that one from here. Now I believe if you are on a Mac, then the bottom one, the weight D type, you will need to change it to default in order for it to work. The dual clip loader, if you click on this refresh button, sometimes it will change this and it will appear like this. If when you click on the refresh button, it is like this for you, make sure you change it to have the T5XXL in the bottom one. Now, of course, if you downloaded the FP16 version, you will need to have it there. By the way, if you do not have any of these models here, the load VAE dual clip loader, make sure to check out my Flux video where I explain how to get all of these models. Now, when we go back to the Shakker Lab, and let me go into models card here, going down, we can see that for their testing, they've used a width of 768 and a height of 1024. We have the guidance scale set up as 3.5, and then the number of steps is 24. So this is what I've tried to replicate inside of ComfyUI. I have the width set up as 768 and then the height as 1024. And going down, this random noise is basically the seed, and you can set it to randomize or fix. For this particular test, I have it as fixed. The basic scheduler is going to give you the number of steps. So I've set up the number of steps to 24. Now at the top, we have a Flux guidance, and that one is set up as 3.5. If we look at the prompt here, you can see that this is more than 77 tokens. And actually, when I use the Jupyter notebook and I use it like directly from the code, when I reach this point here, it does tell me that the prompt is more than 77 tokens. And this prompt just comes from this here. I've just copied it, pasted it inside of ComfyUI. Now again, I'm going to go through the images really quickly. So this one is the default prompt, a random seed. Same thing. I have a couple of examples, so you can take a look, drag it inside of ComfyUI. Let's drag this one inside of ComfyUI. The only change I've done here is I've set up a seed. I believe I've used this seed number. Then the prompt, I've changed it to close-up portrait of a woman. And I'm still using this FP8 fine-tuned version. And you can see on the right side there I have the output image. That is the output that I got. Now let me drag this one inside of ComfyUI. Now I'm still using the same seed, I believe, and I've just changed the model to Flux.1 Dev FP8. So this dev model is also the FP8 version. Same positive prompt, a short one, close-up portrait of a woman, but now we have an actual usable image. And same thing here. This I believe is from the Flux Dev original one, close-up portrait. It's just a different seed. I wanted to try, make sure that I did not get a bad seed there. And when I change it to AWPortrait with a simple prompt, this is the image that I got. So we can see that we get flat, uninteresting images when the positive prop is very short. So you probably need to work on your positive prop, make sure that it is descriptive enough in a fashion photography sense in order to get good result there. Now, for those of you interested in doing it directly from code, I'm going to show you how to do it. So first, open a terminal. I'm going to use Anaconda, but you can use Python as well. Now, next, type in this line here. I am using Conda, so I'm going to create my virtual environment using Conda. But if you're using Python, you will do python-m venv.venv to create your virtual environment. Now, once you have the environment created, for Conda, you will do Conda activate and then the name of the environment. In my case, it is diffusers. Now, if you're using Python and like if you created the virtual environment using Python and you're using Windows, then you can just type this. If you're on Mac or Linux, you'll need to add source in front of it. And I believe the path will be different. I think it goes inside of bin first. Just go inside the folder and look at the path. Then you'll need to do activate, something like this. And of course, you need to type in source in front of it. Basically, the step is just make sure that your environment is activated. Inside your terminal or Anaconda prompt, it says there the name of your virtual environment. In my case, I had to type in this line here, python-m pip install, and then torch vision, torch audio, and then based on whether you have an NVIDIA GPU or not, you'll need to type in this line as well. I will show you where to get that command. So you'll need to go to pytorch.org, click on get started, and then you will get this option here. In my case, these are the things I've selected. I've selected the stable version 2.4, Windows, I'm on Windows. I've chosen to go with pip, Python, and then CUDA 12.1. It gave me the command there. Just copy the command, go inside your terminal and paste it. If you are on Windows and the command here says pip 3, remove the number 3 from it. So simply type in pip space install. Now, once that is completed, you will need to install diffusers, accelerate, and then transformers. So make sure you're typing it in this particular order. I've got issues in the past where I've typed transformers first and then diffusers at the end, and it just did not work for me. All right, so this is the full command. All right, it's going to install, and if it freezes here where it says installing collected package, leave it. It will probably take some time to install those packages, especially Torch Audio and Torch Vision will take some time depending on your internet connection. Next, I'm going to share this JupyterLab. Basically, it's a Jupyter notebook. You can ignore the top line if you've already installed it from the terminal. Execute this line. You can press Ctrl Enter to execute it, or go into the first line, put a hash symbol in front of it, save it, and then go where it says run, and then just run all cells. That should help you in running the diffusers format. Now, hopefully you have enough VRAM. Like I said, in my case, I got the CUDA out of memory error when using this one. And you can see it here after downloading everything. The model is around 32 gigabyte, a little bit less, 31.43 gigabyte. So it's probably why I could not fit it inside the 24 gigabytes of VRAM. All right, so I just wanted to point this out that we have a fine-tuned version out. If you like to test it, hopefully this video helped you in setting everything up on your system, and then you can test it out. I almost forgot, let's go into files and version. We have the LoRa, so you'll need to use it with the Flux Dev one. All right, so this LoRa, let's go back to the model card here. We scroll down here, you can see that for the LoRa inference, they use the original Flux.1 Dev model together with the LoRa from AWPortray. if you're able to run the Flux Dev full 24 gigabytes one model, basically the full FP16 model, and let's say you have ComfyUI, try this out. Try to run the Flux.1 Dev, again the full model, and add a load LoRa and see if you're able to get this one to work. Now for me, unfortunately, I cannot. I get out of memory issues, but I'm curious to see if it's going to run inside of ComfyUI as well. Let me know in the comments down below. All right, so that is it for me. Thank you for watching until the very end. I really appreciate all the comments, the support that I've got. So a big thank you to all of you. Big thank you to all of my Patreon members as well. They are supporting me financially over there. If you have the means, you can always check out my Patreon page. By the way, in the Patreon page, I also have a free tier. You can join the free tier to get free news, updates, and so on. All right then. So thank you for watching. Take care. Have a nice day ahead, and I will see you in the next one.